Hi, Cancer. This is Carrie at wooingnature.life. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the month of February. I hope everything has been going well for you. I hope things are moving along the way they seem to be moving along, at least from my end. What I'm feeling and what I'm sensing is that we are settling into our positions and that we are observing, which is always a good thing, especially at this time to be observant. We're coming out of a phase, we're coming out of one cycle, we're moving into a brand new cycle. And we're just looking and seeing where we are right now. So since it is the month of February and everybody is focused on love and relationships around this time, I decided to use this opportunity to look at your relationships, who you are relating to and how you are relating to them. And then we'll go a little bit further into the tarot and get the details about specific relationships. So we'll get specific with the tarot. So I will be reading from Colette Baron Reid. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle. Artist is Jenna Della Gratalia. And then I am also going to be reading from Carolyn Mace's Archetype Cards. This is so that we can see how you're relating to other people. So the spirit animals are going to be for the other people, and then the archetype cards, we're going to look at how you're relating. And then finally, for the tarot, we'll be reading from the Tarot of 1001 Nights. And that is, of course, for the details. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I am looking at my Cancer people. This is the month of February. We're looking at the people that are around Cancer, the people who are showing up in Cancer's world in the month of February. Who to pay attention to, who to look for, who to look out for, all of that. And this is for people born in the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, those people who have a lot of Cancer planets in their chart. I'm going to be pulling 3 cards from this deck to look at these people that are around you. Just 3. One more, please. Thank you. All right, so the first up we have Brown Bear Spirit. These are healers, usually people of great integrity. These people have a very strong spirit, very comforting spirit as well, but they can also be, some people may have a healthy fear, I'm going to say, of a brown bear spirit, but the bear is associated with healing in a lot of traditions. And so if you have healing helpers around you, and then I'm seeing this jump out here, the paw with the circle in the middle is about healing. So you want to pay attention to those people who are around you who have healing energy or who are healer spirits. And then we have the Nightingale Spirit. Now this card talks about love being all around, which I think is appropriate considering that we are talking about love. So for some of you, there may be somebody who is trying to connect with you or who may be trying to make a connection with you. And then these are also just generally people that you vibe with, that you connect with. And then we have the Porcupine Spirits, which are kind of the opposite, I'm going to say, of the Nightingale Spirits as far as their demeanor. Everybody knows that porcupines have quills. So for some of you, this might be about writers, people around you who are writers, because quills are associated with writing. But they are also, the animal itself is a very from what I understand, a very gentle animal for the most part, but they have these quills that they will throw at you. So you can't, porcupine people are prickly. They may seem prickly, but there is a tender underbelly somewhere in that for them. If we're looking at the number science on these, your brown bear spirited people or your healer people are coming in with a 9. So that may be, it may be that these people are going to help you end a cycle or help you heal through surrendering to an aspect or a cycle that you have been going through. With the Nightingale, this comes in with the number 41, which breaks down to a 5. So these people are going to be change agents. They're going to kind of turn things around a little bit for you. It's what I'm seeing there. Of course, fives can also represent conflict. But in this case, I feel like the nightingales are coming in to just change the dynamic or change the energy that's around you. And then for the porcupine, we've got a number 12, which is significant, but that also breaks down to a 3, which is about creativity. With the porcupine people, I think that maybe some of this could be one person, or it could be a couple of people that are kind of, like they're a little prickly to deal with, but I feel like there may be some creative energy, or there may be some tribe energy related to that, because everybody in your tribe is not necessarily going to be people that you like, and it isn't always going to be people that like your relationship with the people in your tribe can be different. Okay, so when you're dealing with the porcupines, they may come off a little bristly, but that doesn't mean that there isn't something of value that you can create with them, or that you can you might need that bristly energy to get a job done, or to protect the space around your around what you're creating. Like, so I'm thinking about intellectual property. While you're in the process of creating something, you need to have a bit of a protective nature around that thing, if it is that for you. All right, so I'm looking at Carolyn Mace, because my question is, how is Cancer relating to the people around them? And I'm getting 2 cards, one in the shadow and one in the light. So there's a shadow side to how you're relating to the people around you, and then you're operating in the light, and then this is going to tell you the difference between the two. So when you are operating in your light attribute, there's a thirst for wisdom, and there's truth wherever there are other people. So you're finding the truth in all of these relationships. You're finding something of value that you can take with you, that adds to your knowledge base, or that adds to your the power of information, okay, among these people. Now, in the shadow side, we have the alchemist. So the alchemist, of course, we know is the alchemist is associated with the magician in tarot. It is also, the alchemist is associated with being able to create the change, or to apply their own energy to the energies in the universe to create change, that kind of thing. In the light side, it talks about transformation of base motives and reaching goals and having wisdom. But in the shadow, it's about the misuse of power or knowledge that comes through some sort of spiritual practice. And I'm going to say a step further. Whenever I get the magician, which is like the alchemist in reverse, it's about manipulation, or not using the power that you have in a way that is beneficial to the group, or beneficial for the group. Usually, to me, it comes in the form of some type of manipulation. So what I would say, Cancer, for you is be in a seeker space. And when you find yourself in this shadow alchemist space, it's usually going to be about either trying to utilize people in the group, or trying to use people for your own personal gain, or not coming with some level of sincerity. So come with your seeker spirit, and that means that you just want to know. You are curious, and there are things that you want to know in general, but it's not, opportunistic in nature, or you don't feel like you're putting on a show just because you're trying to get something from the people that are around you. For example, if you are working with healer people, I'm just trying to give you an example of how this shadow alchemist would work. The shadow alchemist with the brown bear people would be like, well, I know this person is going to help me, heal some aspect of myself. So I'm going to pretend like I'm their friend, or I'm going to try to make friends with them so that I can get what I want out of them. That's the kind of thing. So you just want to be careful with that. And then you definitely want to be careful doing that with the porcupine spirits, because, you know, they're not going to let you get away with that part anyway. So remain in your seeker space. Remain in this discovery mode, I'm going to say. And then if you want to turn this to light, this alchemist to light, then just think about your goals. Think about gaining wisdom from your experience, and also think about your own personal transformation. And I think that'll keep you out of the woods of, you know, bringing out that negative aspect of yourself that then could affect your relationships in the long run. Okay. It's all about how you handle a situation. It's about how you approach the situation, or how people perceive you to approach the situation. Yeah. I learned this in HR too. When you're talking about certain aspects of relating with other people in the workspace, that if it boils down to it, it comes down to perception over intention. So it may not be your intention to do such a thing, but if it is the perception that you are doing such a thing, then you're going to end up with that perception. People are going to walk away with the perception, not the intention, is what I'm saying. All right, so moving right along to the tarot, we've got a 2 here in reverse. This is a 2 of Pentacles. This represents balancing. I think that this goes back to what we were talking about balancing this seeker alchemist energy in you. I think that it's important to do so. We also have the 6 of Pentacles also in reverse here. It's a 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Represents camaraderie. It means gathering together. It's finding people that you can collaborate with, that you can work with, that you can develop ideas with, because we did talk about creativity. And it's about finding that. With it being in reverse, I think that you may be finding it difficult to make this connection with other people, but I think, again, it has something to do with balancing out these 2 sides of yourself and making sure that you're not coming off as, the word that keeps coming to me is opportunistic. It's like you don't want to come off opportunistic in your relationships. Let your work relationships be your work relationships, and let your personal relationships be your personal. Now, I know that sometimes those areas blur. It does happen. But even when those aspects blur, you have to be clear in your communication with that other person about, now I'm talking to you as your friend, versus now I'm talking to you as a business partner, or now I'm talking to you as a co-worker and not just as a friend. So you need to make sure that you're communicating that, because you don't want those gray areas in those relationships. And I know it happens, but you just have to be clear. All right, so we have a 4 of Chalices here. So this is a foundation. This is a foundation for you specifically, since it is cups. Cups is represents the water. And Cancer, you are a water spirit, okay? So I'm seeing you being outside of the circle. I see you sitting outside of the circle, and you may be doing this for a time, so that you can get your bearings straight, so that you can know individually, or as an individual, what's important to you, and what you're going to focus on, what your goals are, what your objectives are as far as a relationship or work, depending on what that is, or how this, how this pans out for you. But I do see you outside of that. And so if you are outside of your community or outside of your tribe, or you feel like an outsider, then take this time to understand yourself. But then you have to also look at the tribe. You have to look at the circle that you're in and see if that's really the appropriate circle for you. And that's what that inner work is all about. And that's also the reason why you need to probably build a different relationship foundation with this 4 here. All right, so we've got the chalices with the 3 of Chalices here, which is camaraderie. Again, we're talking about camaraderie. We're talking about getting together with friends, making connections with other people, feeling connected to other people, and finding that space. And it just doesn't, for whatever reasons, it seems like with this Knight of Chalices in reverse that you haven't found the right romance. Okay, so it's about developing a relationship. You have to develop the relationship with people, and it has to be based on sincerity. Okay, again, we're talking about coming with sincerity, okay, as opposed to coming with an agenda in your mind. So don't come with agendas when you're dealing with your relationships. Even if there is an agenda somewhere attached to it, don't approach the person in that way. I can see right now what I'm seeing is that these are work relationships or work associations. These are people that you either collaborate with, but you're also friendly with, or these are people that you vibe with on a non-material level, but you're also doing other work. It could be like a workshop or a cohort or something. I feel that, but it doesn't mean that this can't apply to personal relationships as well, because in order for you to be able to come together like this with this Three of Chalices, to be able to come together with other people, you still have to come to them with a certain level of sincerity. And I don't think that that's past you to do, but I think that maybe some of you might be in some of these relationships where the lines are blurred between personal and professional, or personal and work, or something to that effect. All right, so with this Seven of Wands here, I feel like you are making some connections. There are some connections that are going to lead to bigger connections, which is good. And that's what you're trying to get to. That's what you want, and that's what you're trying to get to. But you got to go about it in a certain way. It's still people, okay? Relationships, when you're dealing with business, relationships are very, very important for your success, for your business success. They're very, very important. However, if you go towards a relationship with only the end game in mind, you're going to miss the target. You're going to miss the point, because people still want to feel like you care. They still want to feel like they're special. They still want to feel like there's something else beyond just the superficial thing that's binding you or pulling you together. There has to be a camaraderie, and a camaraderie's happen in the heart. And you guys know that because y'all are protective of your heart space. So regarding this matter, you're going to have to pay attention to your heart space. You have to pay attention to that. And there are people who are trying to help you understand that or help you to see that. I think you just have to take a pause in your effort to hear it, to truly hear that. And maybe this is the opportunity to do so. Anything else for Cancer for the month of February? Anything else for my Cancer people? So I see that you're growing. You're growing. You're building some new foundations. I think we said that before. This is about letting go of the past, letting go of something that may be driving this behind the scenes way that's happening, this behind the scenes thing. And again, we have the Chalices here, King of Chalices in reverse. It's that you are learning and establishing a new foundation here, but the foundation is based on truly giving from the heart, truly connecting from the heart, truly having a connective relationship with other people that is based on care and concern and genuine care and concern, which I think is what these brown bear people may also be bringing you to. It's healing, but it's healing. For me, I feel like it's those healer people are helping to heal that aspect of yourself as well. All right, we have anything else? Anything else for our... Oh, gosh, yes. I keep getting... All right, Cancer, I'm seeing a relationship coming up. I'm seeing you getting over your fears. I'm seeing you conquering those aspects of yourself in these 3 cards. This is the 2 of Chalices along with the... this card is considered to be danger in this deck in reverse, and then the Devil in the upright position. To me, it's like overcoming these inner obstacles in order to be able to release and connect with another person on a romantic level. So I do see at the end here that there is for some of you, there is some romance, or there is a romantic relationship that's involved in this. And the same rules still apply, as I said before. Okay. All right, Cancer, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. If you need to take the deeper dive, which is where I look at your mental, spiritual, emotional, and your physical side, and we get into what needs to be done, what needs to be handled, what you need to be focused on in order for your own healing. You can reach out to me at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for your daily dose of wooing nature. And as always, I hope you have a great February and you're having a fabulous life.